Hey everyone, it's Nerfboy Productions here. Today I'm going to be comparing the Buzby Air Warriors Air Max series with the Nerf N-Strike Elite Mega series. I've done a video sort of like this a little while ago, and I did the Buzby Air Warriors Ultra Tech series versus the Nerf N-Strike Elite series. Both of those blasters are pretty much the same. They all take the same clip system, same darts work in both of the blaster series, so that was really cool to see. Then in the stores I found this. This is Buzby's new Air Warriors Air Max series, which looks to be like a rip, if I can say that, right off of Nerf's Mega series. Although you can blatantly see Buzby copied Nerf here with the Mega line, that doesn't necessarily mean that the products are worse. Some of these blasters could be better, be worse. We're going to see in this video here today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to the comparison. So for this video, we are going to work our way from smallest to biggest, starting with this guy. This is the Buzby Baron, and it's a two-shot pistol, basically fires one at a time, and it can be comparable to something like a Big Shock. So here I have the Nerf Big Shock, and this is a single action. Put in one dart, pull it, shoot to fire. Really simple. Holds one dart, one on the top for storage, so it can actually hold two. Priming in the bottom, shoots pretty far, and that's the Mega one. So the Baron, as you can see, it's about as close as I could get for a comparison. You can see it's longer. It's actually pump action instead of the single draw. This holds two darts, one on top, one there. This one holds just two in the chambers. Let's go ahead and get it open. Alright, so I'm not going to go too in-depth with these unboxings, just because we're going to be unboxing a lot in this video. Alright, so cut out the Baron here. So the way it works is you actually pull this piece all the way back until it catches. Then it's super loose, and you can shoot one, do it again, and shoot the other. So that's the Baron. And then it comes with two of their darts, which I did a video on in the summer, and I actually confirmed that these darts are exact replicas of the Nerf Mega Darts, except they are sticky, so that means they may actually fly straighter than the Mega Darts. Moving the box aside, two Mega Darts right here, two of these Air Max or whatever they're called. So like I said, oh, those actually don't go in very far. They actually only go to there. That's a little weird. The Mega one's just the same. But yeah, so I guess they go to here in the Baron. That's where you hold your two. On the Big Shock, you hold one there, and you can have extra storage on the top. So, now for the comparison. Both of these blasters are, well, relatively sized the same. The Big Shock is actually smaller, so if it performs better, that's even better. As you can see, it's a little long here. So, the Baron, like I said, prime back like that to cock. Shoots pretty well. I'm not sure, the performance is definitely okay. Pretty powerful. Big Shock. They immediately feel the same. I'm going to be doing range tests at the end of this video for each individual blaster, but apart from ranges aside, just know that basically for each and every one of these, the Buzby ones are always cheaper than the Nerf ones, so that's something to consider. But if you listen, that rattle though. Hear that? And then this, nothing. So that actually gets so annoying, but if you actually ever try and play with a gun that rattles in a war, you'll notice how much of a problem that becomes. So, other than that, I mean, the Baron, I do like that when you prime it, you're good for two shots. The Big Shock, you're good for one. You can still store two, but one at a time. The Big Shock, of course, is smaller, and then the rest we'll have to see with how they perform in the distance test, which we will do, like I said, at the end of the video. This one is about the most direct, absolute copy I could find. This is the Air Warriors Air Max Boss. It's Boss, and this is actually a direct rip, and I promise you this, it is a rip right off of the Nerf Mega Magnus. No other questions. It is a rip off of the Magnus. I'll explain why once I get everything else out of the box. Now you will see, yes, this is a clip. This blaster has a 3-dart clip, but don't be fooled by the clip. It is still right off from the Magnus. 3 more of these Air Max darts. And there we go. Not gonna lie, I was almost a little disgusted when I first saw this. So let me do a little size comparison for you guys. Well, that's funny. They're almost identical size. They pretty much have 2 iron sights lined up at the same spot and on the back, pretty much at the same spot. How do you load the Magnus? Well, you pull it back to prime, just as you do with this one. Now, here's the only difference. The Magnus loads from the top, and the Boss loads from the bottom. Wow. So, this has an internal magazine that holds 3 darts. You put them in just by pushing right in the top, and then closing this shut. With the Boss, you load in the clip, put the clip on, and then you're good. So yeah, same blasters, performance-wise. Right out of the box, the Boss actually seems to be a little nicer. Louder, really powerful. Not sure if that's just because it's new, or if it's the ammunition. So far, it looks like this is actually more powerful. It's heavier though, but it is actually clip system, which basically, because it's clip system, you can actually expand your storage, because the next blaster we're going to dive into actually has a 12-dart mega clip, so you'd be able to do that. So basically, a clip system Magnus, a little bit cheaper, less of that rattle. There is a little, but way less than. I mean, the Magnus still has less rattle, but definitely in the Boss there's way less than in the first blaster. So, I mean, like I said, these are always going to be cheaper. Generally, I actually found with the other Air Warrior stuff, they were more powerful than the Nerf stuff. So, that's for you to decide. We will take a look at the range tests at the end, and then I'll give you my final verdict. Let's jump into the last final huge guy. Now, the Tyrant is cool, because it's not quite a rip-off this, but let's just say Nerf doesn't have that many Mega Blasters out right now. So as far as I could tell, this was about as close as Buzby got to replicating the Roto Fury. They are actually fairly similar, much less so than the Boss over here. But so let's start with the Tyrant. Basically, it's clip system, which is cool. So the way it loads up, prime it back, you have the big clip in the bottom, and this is the 12-dart mega clip, if you ever want to know what it looks like. This is a Mega Centurion, bolt action, huge Mega Sniper rifle, and it comes with this, what we thought at the time was a big clip. Then Buzby whips this guy out. So this is a 6-dart, this is a 12, under half the size, so that's cool. But, cool thing, even cooler, it fits in your Centurion. So if you ever wanted a 12-dart Centurion, here you go. Works perfectly fine. And if you want to make your Tyrant a little more beautiful, throw that Nerf clip in instead. It actually barely shows when you put that in. That looks really, really nice. I like that a lot. Okay, so, for the Tyrant, like I said, prime back the blaster. You have the 12-dart clip we will load up. Alright, load it up. Then you put it right in. Easy. Prime the blaster forwards. And it's good to go. No jam doors on this thing. Just a big hunk of plastic. Big magazine. This under here actually does nothing. It's just a hold. Really uncomfortable too. But that is the Tyrant. Now, the Roto Fury is kind of similar. It's not clip system, so instead you have this drum right here, which it cycles through. It's 10 shots. This is 12. But the Tyrant has top loading. This has a pump. This blaster also has slam fire, so you can hold down the trigger and just continuously fire. And the Tyrant does not. So, no slam fire on the Tyrant. You have it on the Roto Fury, Tyrant holds 2 more darts. It's clip system, which I guess if you had multiple clips is cool. But this is faster rate of fire. Only a 10 dart drum. Tactical rail though, way comfier as well. Distance on both of them is pretty much on par with what you've seen through the video. The last thing to do is to fire all of these things with a distance test, and then we can actually see where the real player is, because it could be comfort, it could be clips, but if one blaster is performing nicer than the other, that's pretty much a giver. So let's hit the firing range and do a rage test. I need to let you guys know, doing accuracy tests and range tests in the wintertime here in Canada is not so fun. Alright guys, so I've got the camera set up. I've got an actual tape lined out so we can get very accurate readings. We're going to start off with the smallest ones, the Big Shock and the Baron. And I want each blaster to fire its own ammunition because that should be the most fair results. Alright, so I'm going to make sure the barrels are actually lined up and line up to the tape. Let's shoot the Baron. Alright, we will now shoot the Brute. Oh wait, no, shoot the Big Shock. Alright, we'll shoot the Big Shock again. I'm doing flat shots, by the way. And shoot the Baron again. Alright, so let's go see how those perform. Walking down here. Our shortest guy landed right here, which is right next to the 44-foot mark, so that's pretty good. Continuing on down. Alright, battery just died on the camera. I'm not sure if I lost anything, but I was just saying that that dart right there went to 53 feet. That's the Air Max. And then we have a Mega one, which I think is the furthest one, sitting at 58. So 58 feet, not bad for a little pistol. The other Air Max one kind of rolled off to the side, but it did land here right around 48. So pretty consistent. I'd say the Air Max one ranged closer to the 50s. The Nerf ranged closer to the 60s. So Nerf actually did outperform. I was kind of surprised by that, but also not really. So moving on. Now we're going to do the Boss and the Magnus. Starting with the Boss, I'm just going to shoot the whole mag. 3 darts, like I said. And just as the other test, we're going to shoot the same ammunition that comes with it. Alright, here is 3 shots from the Boss. Wow! That shot really straight. Oh, hit the roof with that one. That one hit the ceiling because my aim is off. So we'll try again. There we go. Alright, loading up the Magnus now. Let's go ahead and fire. I always hit the ceiling. Whoa, mega. Let me fire one more. Alright, that's weird. So, after firing the mega darts, they definitely were way more inconsistent. The shortest falling one was right over here, a mega dart that trailed way off from where I was shooting at 54 feet. Right there. Moving on down, we have another mega right here, 62 feet. Then we have one of the Boss darts at 68. One of the megas, which shot right straight on at 71 feet, pretty much. This one was dead on, just blew me out of the water. Went 76 feet, completely straight. For that test, I would actually say the Boss performs better than the Magnus, and with its storage capacity, upgradability, if you guys want to put in bigger mags and stuff, I'd choose it over the Magnus. Alright, this is pretty intense. So far, the Big Shock was better than the Baron, but the Boss was better than the Magnus. Now it's time to see if the Tyrant or the Roto Fury is better. Starting off with the Tyrant. Oh. accuracy was all over the place. Alright, loading up the Roto Fury. I'm also going to shoot some blue darts here, but they are still megas. Let's fire off this. Whoa! Let's try the slam fire on the Roto Fury. Alright. Final verdict. So coming down the line here, we have a tight grouping of 4. Well, actually it's not too tight, but they all veered off to the left here from the tape, and they were all at the 55 mark. We actually have a Air Max and a Mega right side by side, just past the 59. Here's a Mega Dart at 62. Way veered off into the right in the lawn. We had a Mega, but it was sitting right at 64. And here's a tight grouping all from the Tyrant, and they were right at 68 feet. Right on the other side, we have more from the Tyrant, all shooting consistently 68 feet. Up here we have a Nerf and a Busby right around the 72-foot mark, as you can see. Then we have a grouping there and there. We have another one stray off there, but I think that one rolled. But those are all sitting right around 75 feet. On the other side, we have Nerf, Busby. So a bunch of the Nerf ones actually went to 76. And the furthest one that was blown away by went all the way over here past my tape. But it was actually sitting somewhere around 96 feet. 96. I don't know if it got some sort of tailwind or something, but that did really well. So with those blasters, I found the Busby was actually more accurate, and that may have something to do with the dart design shape, but the Big Shock shot further. Okay, now for the verdict. What's better? Well, it's your opinion, not mine. My personal opinion is that Nerf is better, but it's really your own opinion. Nerf is a little bit more expensive. They're pretty much the same nowadays. These are just some of the blasters I took an example from. Basic things you can gather. The Busby ammunition is actually quite nice because it's suction cup. It's actually more accurate. The Nerf ones have this whistle installed, but that causes them to go wonky and curve in different directions every time you fire. So these are actually more accurate, which is what we found in the firing tests. These do fly further, but that may also just be the Nerf technology. So maybe the best of both worlds is combining your Nerf blasters with this ammunition. If you can find it in big bulk packs, that'd be pretty cool. Or if you like the clip system, I mean, it's also cool that you could buy like the Tyrant, get the 12 dart clip, and put it in your Centurion. Stuff like that. It's really all up to you. That's my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe because I have new videos every single Saturday. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. As always, this was Nerf Boy Productions, signing off.